Well, another revisit, huh? Godzilla, my boy, we're back. And this time, I'm revisiting a fight you had with a giant big monster with drills for hands. Wow, that's a new one. But knowing Toho, anything is possible with what they come up with, and I won't even bother going through all of them. Well, this monster is called Megalon, and he can dig through anything and shoot lasers off of his penis head. The theatrical 1976 US poster to the movie makes no sense. It came out around the time King Kong 1976 was released, so they decided to spoof it when in actuality it would be physically impossible for both monsters to fit on top of the building. They're huge, larger than King Kong, so making a spoof like this is hilarious, but it downplays the movie, which is something I would expect with a movie called Godzilla vs. Megalon, about a giant bug creature with drills for hands controlled by a bunch of weirdos living underground wearing white dresses. Yes, that's how it is. Well, let's back up from all this madness to even more madness. See, Godzilla originally wasn't supposed to be in this movie. Outside of him, there are a lot of other Toho films and TV shows without Godzilla, and so Toho wanted to start a contest to have a new character and a new movie for this certain giant. It was mainly for little kids to make a hero-loving monster. It was won by an unknown elementary school student who created a giant robot named Red Aaron, which sounds badass. Now here's when it gets hilarious. So Toho was like, okay, Red Aaron, we'll create that monster and give him his own movie. The winner will be very pleased with that, right? Well, when Toho brought the kid back the final design to him, he was very upset because the design looked nothing like his Red Arrow design. His design was completely white, and they made it red, yellow, and blue, all different other colors not involving his. Like, seriously? That's hilarious. Then they decided to use the kid only for publicity and rename the character of Red Aaron, and the design of the head was completely different. So this contest was completely useless, and that poor kid, my god, that poor kid. In comes what Toho created, Jaguar, which I'm not gonna lie is a great name, but it's not what the kid called him who won the contest. Then they also decided to throw the whole project and contest out the window because they didn't have a good storyboard for this guy and figured that poor old Jaguar wouldn't be able to carry the entire film. So they shut the entire project down, contest failed, then they thought, well wait, there's hope for this after all. Let's have Jaguar team up with Godzilla. Yeah! Our star player, he'll carry the film, he'll make us money, he'll be a good opponent for the Megalon brothers. Wait, what? Oh yeah, that's what the title was originally going to be called. Godzilla versus the Megalon brothers, the Undersea Kingdom's Annihilation Strategy. Sink it in. Sink it in. And the second title was Insect Monster Megalon vs. Godzilla Undersea Annihilation Strategy again. Sink it in. Sink it in. This film only took 6 months of production and 3 weeks of filming. Yeah, because the film is full of stock footage. Toho decided to also add Gigan into the movie, who was previously in Godzilla vs. Gigan, and the title was changed just to Godzilla vs. Megalon, thank God. Other things I should note beside the movie itself, because it honestly isn't anything special, involve the costume design of Godzilla. It's totally different now because they figured they couldn't use that old battened down, beat up suit from the previous films, so let's redesign him. Most of him. Yeah, apparently the suit wasn't even completed, mainly his eyes. His movement in the film is great, and I do dig the new look. It's just that Toho didn't completely finish it. And I love how they use stock footage from Destroy All Monsters to further a completely different plot for Megalon. And we can see the old Godzilla suit, and then all of a sudden the new one. I love this part. He just roars out of control. Awesome. They apparently had more time to complete the suit for Godzilla's appearance in Zone Fighter, a TV show about a giant robot fighting weird-ass creatures, which also featured King Ghidorah and Gigan. Megalon's suit was apparently worse than the 1954 Godzilla suit. It was way heavier for the actor, and the scenes where Megalon is hopping all around the place, they had to use a string to carry him, and it was hard as shit. And they had to make Gigan a lot thinner, and it was originally suggested that Jet Jaguar was King Kong in a robot suit. Let's not go there. Apparently, when they released this in America, they mixed both Jet Jaguar and Gigan's names as Robot Man and Borodan. That's one of the funniest things ever. How do you mix those names? Well, should I even explain the plot after everything? Well, I guess I could do it quick. Basically, two brothers and an annoying kid make a robot named Jet Jaguar to help them around the house. Meanwhile, there's a bunch of people testing out nuclear explosions, not knowing there's a band of people living under there. Underwear? Ha! I said underwear. And they get pissed with this and say, hey, cut it out. Let's send a giant bug creature after them to cause havoc. Who would have known, huh? Well, Jet Jaguar is the only hope for this mayhem, and he goes out to fight Megalon, and it's a pretty decent fight until the people underground sent for a signal in space to the aliens to borrow Gigan for them to help out. So basically, hey, is it alright if I could borrow your monster? I promise I'll bring him back nice and clean and new. Knowing that Jaguar is in deep shit even before Gigan comes, he sets out to find Godzilla just chilling on an island, and they use sign language or something. Anything better than what they did in Gigan.
Something funny going on. You better check.
Yeah, that. Then they show stock footage from Sea Monster when he jumps in the water. These stock footages, man, they're everywhere in this film. Everywhere, and they last really long. To give this film credit, I really enjoyed the tag team match. Godzilla whips both their asses. Godzilla and Jet Jaguar in a burning ring of fire. It went down, 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 and the flames went higher. Okay, let me not get carried away here. Jet Jaguar throwing Gigan in the air and Godzilla blasting him with his fire breath. And then, the ultimate. What many people call the saving grace of this movie. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. When Godzilla oddly shoves a tree into Megalon and he falls. No, I'm just kidding. It's the famous Tailslide. Yeah, it never gets old. And they just had to do it again. They had to. It's wonderful. Why doesn't he do this more often? Like the Final Wars Godzilla should have done this. The legendary Godzilla should have done this. And looked like this, but okay. This is the only movie where we witnessed this. And it even made the Mystery Science Theater guys crack up.
Oh, that's rich.
It's wonderful. After Megalon and Gigan retreat like pussies, Godzilla and Jet Jaguar embrace in an awesome friendship that should have lasted the entire franchise. I would have loved to see this team do more, like they could have had him in Final Wars and help Godzilla fight the final boss, have him in Battle for the Earth to fight Mothra and Batra, anything. Include him in future films, please, for another awesome team-up. I'd pay for that. But alas, we have this movie to offer. An insane monster mashup contest failing thrill ride. Even to this day, I still don't pay attention to all the human stuff. I've watched this movie in a whole like only twice. Once in its own, and the other the Mystery Science Theater one. All the other times are just the monster actions, and that's it. And yet, I can do a pretty decent review because there's so much history to this. Even my previous review of this was decent. I don't know, so long ago. But Godzilla vs. Megalon Revisited. What a movie. Great action, shitty plot, crazy backstory to this as well. And what a right time for Godzilla to be a children-loving hero. Well, when it first aired on American TV, yes, because it was the first Godzilla film to do so, and they made a big deal with children watching and everything, so yeah. Crazy, crazy, crazy this review has been. I could easily talk about the entire fight if I wanted to, but just check it out for yourself if you haven't done so already. It's a doozy, especially with this. And the perfect ending with the Jet Jaguar song. Hope to see you down the road, buddy. Hope Godzilla performs a decent handshake. But I'll see you soon, buddy. Now you can go and do your force meditating thing you were doing with your hands or whatever the fuck, I don't know.